Hi guys, Jack here, and I'll be doing my second program flow video on if statements. And really, program flow is important because it allows you to treat different inputs differently. Otherwise, you're just blindly pounding the same calculations with the input, and it's not really going to be doing much more than you could do at a calculator without thinking about it. If you're good at pressing stuff in a calculator quickly. But this is the if statement. It uses Boolean logic, like I covered in the last video. So if I want to say, is 5 equal to 5? That's true. Is 5 equal to 6? That's false. And of course, there are all these other cool ways you can combine them, but in this video I will be showing you how to use an if statement in practice. So what I'm going to do is something like this. So I'm going to create a function called maybe isDivisible, and this is going to take a number a and see if it is divisible by b. So I will be using the modulo function, or I might just use round. Yeah, I think I'll just use round. So what I'm going to test is if a divided by b is the same as if you rounded it. And if it is, that means that we have a whole number when you divide a by b, and so a is divisible by b. So what we can do is an if statement, and it's just like our little equals thing. And I'll do if a divided by b is equal to round a divided by b, then we're going to print display it is divisible. Otherwise, we're going to display it is not divisible. And save that. And I'll just play around with this in the command window. So is 24 divisible by 3? It is divisible. Is 26 divisible by 3? It is not divisible. And you can try this for just about any number. And I think that if it's decimals, it might start behaving a little funny, because I'm not sure what number theorists would say about 22.5 being divisible by 7.5. But it's good enough for integers. It's good enough for integer inputs. So what exactly happens with this if statement? So it's going to evaluate both sides of this double equals sign, which is evaluated last, and this is going to turn into either a true or a false. So whenever you give this function variables like 26 and 3, of course 26 is set to a, 3 is set to b, and then a and b go there, and a and b go there, and it computes both sides. And in this case, it would get 26 over 3 and 9. And then this double equals will compare the two sides, 26 3 over 9, or 26 over 3 and 9, and if they are the same, it will do whatever's under the if statement. Now, if it is false though, or if none of the above statements have been called, then there's this else down here. And this else basically says it is not divisible. So it will always run one or the other. If it runs this, if this is true, it runs this. else or otherwise, it runs this. So yeah, there you go. Now say that I only wanted to show when something is divisible. I could get rid of this else, and surely enough, it would still work. 24 over 3 would say it is divisible, but 26 over 3, if I actually save the function, would say that it, well, nothing at all. So this is another form of an if statement. Also, there's this idea called Elseif. And so say that I wanted to remind people whenever a number, even though it's not divisible, it's still divisible by 2. I don't know why I picked 2, arbitrary. So else if a over 2 is equal to round a over 2. So basically, if you get the same thing before and after rounding when you divide a by 2, you could say disp it is not divisible, but is divisible by 2. And then finally, you can have an else saying disp it is not divisible. Or I misspelled divisible. Yeah. Honestly, if it's not divisible by 2, you probably don't need to know that. I don't know. I'm coming up with a hypothetical. So 24 would say it is divisible because 24 is divisible by 3. If I go up to 26, it'll say it is not divisible, but is divisible by 2. If I try 25, it'll say it is not divisible. And also, it's not divisible by 2 because it didn't tell me. So this is sort of an idea. So it first goes through this if. It's like, if this is true up here, it immediately runs the block of code under it. Otherwise, it checks if there's an else if, and there can be as many else ifs as you want. And it would basically test the condition on the else if line, and if that's true, it runs the code under it and is just done with the if statement after it runs any code. And then if there's eventually an else at the end, which there can either be an else at the end or not, it will display or do another block of code. So when I say a block of code, I just mean sort of like this indented piece. And you'll see this terminology whenever you're talking about other loops. So that's basic use of an if statement. In practice, it's normally used in conjunction with other things, but this is just an easy example to show you guys how if statements work. Okay.